Greetings to all viewers. This is Professor Ankit Singh. In my last lecture, we had started with alignments. We had defined alignments and noted the requirements of an ideal alignment, which were short, easy, safe, and economical. Now, we'll consider the next topic, that is factors controlling alignment. Okay, so what are the factors that control the placement of an road alignment? For an alignment to be shortest, it should be straight between two terminal stations, as discussed earlier. This is not always possible due to various difficulties such as intermediate obstructions and topography. Okay, so we cannot always provide a straight alignment because there may be difficulties due to some obstructions in between. Okay, there can be a mountain in between, a river in between, or already some existing building structures, or due to topography there may be excessive slope in that area. Okay, so due to some conditions there are chances that we are not able to provide a straight alignment. A shortest route may have very steep gradients and hence not easy for vehicle operation. Okay, so if there is a very steep gradient, hence it would be difficult for vehicles to move on it. Similarly, there may be construction and maintenance problem along a route in order to cater for intermediate place of importance or obligatory points. Okay, so all these disturbances or difficulties that we get while we try to align a straight alignment are known as obligatory points. Okay, the various factors which control the highway alignment are, we consider 5 main factors. Those are obligatory points, traffic, geometric design, economy, and other considerations. We'll discuss all these factors now. Okay, the first factor, obligatory points. These are control points governing the alignment of the highways. These control points may be divided broadly into two categories. Now the obligatory points can be divided into two categories. Okay, they are points through which the alignment is to pass and points through which the alignment should not pass. Okay, so there can be two types of obligatory points: points through which the alignment should pass and points through which alignment should not pass. Obligatory point through which the road alignment has to pass may be because the alignment too often deviate from the shortest or easiest path. The various examples of this category may be a bridge site, an intermediate town, a mountain pass, or a quarry. Okay, so here in this figure, considering this figure first, okay, you can see a river over here. There's a river. Okay, and there's a point A and a point B. Okay, we are trying to join point A and point B with an alignment. Now the shortest would be a straight alignment. Okay, a straight alignment. But this is not possible. Okay, or it may be possible by constructing a bridge over here, but since there is an existing bridge in this vicinity, okay, there's a existing bridge here, so it would be economical that we pass the alignment through that site. Okay, so rather than keeping the alignment straight from A to B here, we pass it through the bridge. Okay, similarly, in this case, if we are trying to join point A and point B, we could join them using a straight line, but there is a city C which is not at a far distance from this alignment. Okay, and if we can, it would be better that we connect this city also. Hence what we do is we deviate from the straight path. Okay, When it is necessary to cross hill range, mountain or high ridges, the various alternatives are to cut a tunnel or to go round the hill or to deviate until a suitable hill pass is available. Okay, now in this example here you can see this is a hill. Okay, so for in order to join point A and point B, if we try providing a straight alignment here, we would need to construct a tunnel over here, which would prove costly. But we can see that the level at this point is similar to that of A and B. Hence, by deviating the alignment a little bit, we could save much cost. Okay, so what we would do, we would provide this alignment. The suitability of these alternatives depends on many other factors like the topography, site conditions and cost considerations. Okay. The obligatory point through which the road should not pass also may make it necessary to deviate from the proposed shortest alignment. Okay. The obligatory point which should be avoided while alignment road includes religious places, very costly structures and unsuitable land. Okay. So what we need to do is we don't want our alignment to pass through any religious place. Okay, for example any temple structure or a church or a mosque. Okay, we don't want our road to pass through that area, okay, or that structure. Okay, so what we do, we would go round about that structure. Okay, and second thing is very costly structures. Okay, and unsuitable land. If that land is not suitable for road construction, hence it would be better that we avoid any type of construction in that land and deviate a little bit from a straight alignment path. Okay, so religious places like temple, church, graves or tomb have been protected by the law from being acquired for any purpose. Acquiring costly structure would mean heavy compensation resulting in increased cost. A lake, a pond or a valley which falls off a straight alignment will also necessitate deviating from the straight path and going round along the grade line. Okay, if there's a river, for example in this case river or a lake. Okay, so here constructing a straight alignment here would lead to excess cost in bridge construction. So a cheaper alternative would be to go round the lake. The next factor is traffic. Okay, the alignment should suit traffic requirements. Origin and destination studies be carried out in the area and the desired line should be drawn showing the trend of traffic flow. Now what is this desired line? This we'll study in the module number 3, traffic engineering. Okay, it is a method used to express the number of traffic flows, okay, from any point A to point B. Okay, the new road to be alignment the new road to be aligned should keep in view the desired lines, the traffic flow patterns and the future trends. Okay, so what in short what we need to do is we need to connect maximum traffic through our alignment. Okay, so the alignment that we are providing should be able to carry maximum traffic. Okay, and it should cater for maximum traffic. Geometric design. Geometric design factors such as gradient, radius of curve and side distance would govern the final alignment of the highway. Okay, so we would need to consider all these factors during alignment of the highway. Now what is radius of, no, you by now you know what is gradient and what is radius of curve. Side distance in detail you will study in module number 2. Okay, side distance is basically the distance up to which you can sight any obstruction, okay, along the road surface. The distance up to which you can sight any object, okay, is known as sight distance. If straight alignment is aimed at, often it may be necessary to provide very steep gradients. Okay, here with geometric design, if we try to provide a straight gradient, sorry, a straight alignment, and there are very steep gradients involved, then we would need to uh, either increase the vehicle fuel usage. Okay, if there's a steep upward gradient, then the fuel cost would be more, or it would lead, if we need to cut down the value of the steep gradients, then we would need to perform cutting operations, okay, which would again lead to increased cost. Okay, so what is better is to avoid very steep gradients, okay, and to take a detour. As far as possible, while aligning a new road, the gradient should be flat and less than the ruling or design gradient. Thus, it may be necessary to change the alignment in view of the design speed, maximum allowable super elevation, and coefficient of lateral friction. Now, what is super elevation? This we will learn again in module 2 in detail, but just for your understanding, super elevation is the raising of the outer part of the road in a horizontal curve in order to counteract the centrifugal forces. Okay, so what happens is when you travel on a horizontal curve with a design speed, okay, every road is designed for a particular speed. So when you are traveling at that speed on a horizontal curve, then when you travel at the horizontal curve, there is a outward pull, okay, which is applied on your vehicle. Okay, in order to counteract that outward pull, what we do is we raise the outer portion of the road with respect to the inner portion. Okay, this helps us to counteract that outward pull. Okay, now how this works we will discuss in the next module. It may be necessary to make adjustment in horizontal alignment of road, keeping in view the minimum radius of curve and transition curves. Okay, next point is economy. The alignment finalized based on the above factors should also be economical. Okay, with respect to civil engineering, anything we do should be economical. It should be safe first, and the second point to be considered is economical. Okay, so in working out the economics, the initial cost, cost of maintenance, vehicle operation cost should be taken into account. The cost of construction can be decreased if high embankment and deep cuttings are avoided. Okay, so what we were trying to discuss earlier on, okay, if there are steep gradients and we need to perform deep cuttings over there, then it would be better to avoid that alignment, okay, in order to save the cost and make the project economical. So deep cuttings are avoided and the alignment is chosen in a manner to balance the cutting and filling. Now under the fifth point, in other considerations, various other factors which may govern the alignment are drainage considerations. Okay, so we need to study the drainage conditions of that area, okay, the water table of that area, the rainfall intensity of that area, and accordingly we need to align a road. The subsurface water level, seepage flow, and high flood level are factors to be kept in view. Okay, the next topic to be discussed is engineering surveys for highway locations. Okay, before locating any highway or before even setting up the alignments, we need to conduct a few engineering surveys. Okay, this topic we'll discuss in the next class.